Okay, hey, we're back with episode 27 of my Shelf by Shelf. It's been a while, sorry about that. I just really didn't feel like doing these last two videos. I just needed a break, so here we go. We'll get into them. First up, we have Underwater. Really solid movie, honestly. Don't let the fact that Kristen Stewart is in it sour you to it, because it's a genuinely pretty fun, like, underwater horror flick, and it's pretty good. And spoiler alert, that thing at the end is apparently Cthulhu from what they've said, so that's kind of cool. I'll put that up there. Next, we have Underworld Legacy Collection. Just the first four Underworld movies. So Underworld, Underworld Evolution, Rise of the Lycans, and Awakening. I honestly never got the last one, Blood Wars or whatever. We got The Uninvited, Criterion Collection. Great ghost story, really fun. I love this movie, honestly, and no one talks about it. 1944, good old school stuff. The Uninvited, which is the remake of A Tale of Two Sisters. I've never been the biggest Tale of Two Sisters fan, but, it is what it is. And we got Unfriended. I actually liked Unfriended. Not so much the sequel. The sequel was just kind of generic and kind of dumb, and they just really didn't know what they were doing. But the first one was actually a pretty solid little flick, honestly. And we have Until the Light Takes Us. This is, I would say, the definitive documentary on the Norwegian black metal scene. It covers all, the murders, the church burnings, everything. And it does it right. It's solid. If you can find a copy of Until the Light Takes Us, buy it in a heartbeat. Don't even consider it. Just buy it. You won't be disappointed. It's an awesome film. And we got the Universal Monsters collection. This is the UK version because, like I've said other times, it was just a hell of a lot cheaper. And I put them in custom covers because I just didn't want that big chunky thing. So we have Dracula and Frankenstein. Come here. The Mummy and the Invisible Man. The Bride of Frankenstein and the Wolfman. And Phantom of the Opera and Creature from the Black Lagoon. Like I said, I'm just not a fan of those, the type of case that it was in. It was like one of those, like digibook type things. I don't know, I didn't dig it, so I decided to change it up a bit. Universal Soldier, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren. It's awesome. Great flick. Universal Soldier Day of Reckoning. This is one, honestly, forget the other sequels. Just go with this one. This is essentially a horror movie, like, in the Universal Soldiers universe. And it works. And it's awesome. Great levels of gore in that as well. For our Unearthed fans, we got The Unnameable from Unearthed Classics. This is a line I'm picking up, so every one that's coming out, I am going to be getting. This is a good one. There's a bit, from what I know, there's a bit of an audio issue. I think it's on The Unnameable. Yeah, I think there's a bit of an audio issue with one of the audio tracks. The 5.1, I think they used, they used the PAL signal version, and it doubles up on stuff. But if you watch the 2.0, you're fine. You don't get any of that. Urban Legend Collector's Edition from Scream Factory. Really good release. A movie that, honestly, is a lot better than people think. Us, really solid flick. Everyone's seen it by now. It's awesome. The Usual Suspects, one of my all-time favorite movies. I mean, you know what? Say what you want about Kevin Spacey. You know, he might be like a creepy, rapey guy, but he's a damn good actor. That's a custom as well, just because, because I could. We got The Unkindness of Ravens. This is from the people that did, what was it? Oh, why is my brain not working? Lord of Tears. It's sort of like I don't want to say follow-up, but it's like apparently like set in the same universe. This is a custom cover just because the other one wouldn't fit properly. But a really solid movie. Covers like PTSD and everything. Really cool. Urotsuki Doji. This is, what did they call this again? They called this a convention Blu-ray. Essentially, it's like all the Urotsuki Doji series like on one Blu-ray. It's not perfect by any means. That's a custom cover for it, but you get it, and you're not paying a fortune. V for Vendetta with a custom cover. Great flick. Here. The Valdemar Legacy, otherwise known as La Herencia Valdemar. These are the last films that Paul Naschy was in before he died, so it's a bit of a shame that way. They're Spanish films. This Blu-ray is it is subtitled, so if you can find a copy, I really suggest it. It's really awesome. You've got actually you have Aleister Crowley as a character in this, which is kind of neat. And it's Valdemar Legacy 1 and 2, so really good stuff. Next, we have Valkyrie. It's a custom cover, just because, I don't like big pictures of Tom Cruise on the front of movies. Really solid flick, though. Vampire Girl versus Frankenstein Girl. Japanese, splatter film. It is what it is. It's fun. Leave it at that. Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. Great sequel, honestly. The first one's just as good, but I just never picked that up on Blu-ray for some reason. Vanishing on 7th Street was decent, honestly. The Vengeance Trilogy. This is the Tartan Palisados release. And, so you got Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy, and Lady Vengeance. And, you get like a book and everything. I know that, Arrow's done like the big release recently of Old Boy, and it comes with the other two. But honestly, I'm fine with this because come here, you bastard. It's a good set, nice metal tin, and it's tartan. I've always been a fan of tartan. Next, we got Venom. This is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's a voodoo horror film. There's not enough voodoo horror films, and it just works. It's good stuff. And you can get that really cheap. I think I found that for like $2.99. Then we have Venom with Tom Hardy, obviously based on the Spider-Man character. I liked it. A lot of people didn't. I understand why they didn't like it, but I just thought it was damn cool to see Venom on the big screen and like actually look like Venom. So, Veronica. This is Glenn Danzig's directorial debut, and I'll say it, it's not a good movie at all. But there is a bit of a charm to it. It almost in the fact, like, I don't know, maybe someone should have just, not just assumed that Glenn Danzig could make a good movie and give him a budget, Maybe it could have done with a better editor or something, because the editing is a bit sloppy in it, but it's all right. Vertigo. It's Alfred Hitchcock. It's James Stewart. It's awesome. That's all you need to know. VFW. I actually haven't got around to watching this yet. I don't know why I haven't got around to watching this. But I've heard nothing but good stuff. So I'm going to have to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it tonight, actually. VHS complete collection. This is obviously a custom cover. It's just VHS, VHS 2, and VHS viral. Just all in, to save some space. Videodrome from Arrow. I know there's the Criterion. I've heard it's really good, but, it was like $30 as opposed to like £4. So I went with the £4 one, and I know Arrow's a kick-ass company. And I mean, look at the features there. I mean, it's loaded. I'm cool with that. I dig David Cronenberg and everything, but, I don't know. I can't... When I can have a version from Arrow, which I know is going to be decent, I can't really justify paying the extra money for the Criterion. Vincent Price Collection, Volume 1. This is actually the out-of-print one. So this is the one with the... It has, they're like, almost like introductions sort of things, like, with Vincent Price and everything. They lost the rights to those, from what I know. So, the new edition of this doesn't have those on. But I'm happy to have it, so... The Viral Factor. I've never seen it. I've had this movie for 4 or 5 years, never seen it. I should get around to watching that. Virgin Among the Living Dead. It's a Jess Franco film. You know exactly what you're getting. Virus. Really solid movie. I've always liked this movie. And it just sort of blows your mind when you realize that the big robotic monster, like at the end, is actually a physical robot that weighed like 1,000 pounds. It just kind of blows your mind. Violent Kind, haven't watched this one yet. It's like a motorcycle gang type flick. Could be interesting. The Visit, pretty good flick, honestly. The Void. Now this is a good flick. If you haven't seen The Void, do yourself a favor. Don't look up any trailers. Don't even think about it. Just find a copy and watch it. You won't be disappointed. This is filmmaking at some of its best. Great stuff. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Good stuff also. The Wailing. This is awesome filmmaking. South Korean horror film that just works. It is really a solid film. Walk Among the Tombstones. It's Liam Neeson. He's kicking ass. It is what it is. Good stuff. Wakewood. This was, I think, the second or third of the new Hammer movies that started coming out a bit back, and it's actually pretty good. It's folk horror. It plays with the idea, of like, someone who's died. Like, what would you do, to spend another couple of days with them, and how far would you go? It's a really good movie. Walled In. This was okay. I mean, it wasn't anything special, but it was decent. Warcraft. It's a cheesy popcorn flick, and that's all it is. You watch it as that, you're good. Warhorse. I actually never watched that one. That's my parents' Blu-ray. I just happened to keep it down here. War of the Worlds, the remake with Tom Cruise. Great movie, horrible Blu-ray. Just saying. That's a iron book or steel case or whatever you call them. John Carpenter's The Ward. It's a decent film. It's just generic as hell. And, I saw the ending coming a mile away, but there's nothing overly wrong with it. It's just kind of blah. Warlords. Good stuff. The Warriors. Everyone has seen The Warriors. If you haven't seen The Warriors, see it. Do yourself a favor. Good flick. Warriors of Heaven and Earth, Chinese flick, good stuff. The Watch, actually pretty decent movie. I actually like that one. Watchmen, this is actually, like, come here, open up. It's got the Watchmen director's cut. It's got special features, got the complete motion comic, and the Black Freighter. This wasn't, I didn't get it like as a collection. I just bought them separately and stuck them all together because that kind of works as well. Waxwork and Waxwork 2. Waxwork 1 is really good. Waxwork 2 is just kind of meh. You know, but that's just my opinion. And Way of the Wicked. I haven't watched that one yet. It's got Christian Slater and Vinnie Jones, you know, it could be good.